Let me ask you something. If I gave you $1 billion today, what would you do? Travel? Buy cars? Maybe sleep for 3 days? That's exactly why you don't have it yet. You see, rich people think about money completely differently. They don't see money as paper. They see it as a tool, as a weapon. Poor people say, I can't afford this. Rich people say, how can I afford this? One small sentence, but a completely different world. When I was younger, I used to believe hard work alone makes you rich. That's what schools teach us, right? Study hard, get good marks, get a job. And then you work 9 to 9, 6 days a week, and still pray for salary day. That's not richness, that's survival. Once a friend of mine said something that changed my whole mindset. He said, if hard work really made people rich, construction workers would be billionaires. That hit me hard. It's not just about working hard, it's about working smart, working with vision, and working on the right thing. Look at examples around you. Elon Musk once said, when he started, he slept in his office. Not because he was poor, but because he didn't want to waste time going home. Steve Jobs got kicked out of his own company, but returned later and made it $1 trillion empire. Cristiano Ronaldo still trains like he's broke, even after earning hundreds of millions. They all had one thing in common, a different mindset. And you know what's scary? We live in a world where people would rather look rich than be rich. They'll buy the latest iPhone on installment, but cry when asked to invest $5,000 in a course. They'll spend on Netflix, but call an online business a scam. That's why I say, being poor is temporary, but thinking poor can last forever. People think the rich are lucky. No, they're just willing to look stupid longer than others. When you start something new, a business, a skill, a dream, the world laughs. Who do you think you are? Why are you wasting time? But when it starts working, those same people say, I always knew you'd make it. The rich understand that success comes after years of being misunderstood. So today, I want you to listen carefully. Becoming rich is not about your salary, your degree, or your background. It's about how you see life. Because every rich person I've met or read about went through at least 3 powerful mindset shifts. Once you understand them, your brain will never think the same again. And the first shift is something most people never realize until it's too late. It's about how you value your time. You see, poor people trade time for money. Rich people trade money for time. That's why the first step toward being rich starts with one question. Is what I'm doing today taking me closer to freedom or just paying my bills? But before we talk about that, I want you to think of your own life. Are you busy or are you productive? Because there's a huge difference. The world is full of busy people. They look tired. They talk about stress. They say they have no time. But when you check what they actually do in a day, it's meetings about meetings. It's scrolling, gossiping, overthinking. Listen, being busy makes you look important. Being productive makes you rich. And that's the beginning of your transformation. So let's talk about the first mindset shift. How you see your time. You see, most people think money is their biggest problem. But rich people know the real problem is time. A poor mindset says, I'll do it tomorrow. A rich mindset says, if it takes 5 minutes, do it now. You can always earn more money, but you can never earn back time. I once met a guy in New York who told me, man, I'm so busy, I don't even have time to breathe. I asked, busy doing what? He said, emails, calls, meetings, messages. I smiled and said, so basically, you're busy being available to everyone, except your future. That's the truth for most people today. They're not building their dreams, they're managing distraction. They confuse movement with progress. They run fast, but in circles. If you want to be rich, your time must have value. Your 1 hour today should be worth more tomorrow. Otherwise, you're not growing, you're just existing. Let me give you an example. 2 people earn the same. Let's say $5,000 a month. Alex works 10 hours a day. Jamie works 4. Who's richer? Most people would say they're equal. Wrong, Jamie's time is worth more. Because Jamie has freedom. Time to learn, create, or build something new. Alex, he's a prisoner with a paycheck. That's why the first mindset shift is this. Don't work for money. Make money work for you. People dream of financial freedom. What they actually want is to stop selling their time. Because no matter how high your salary is, if you stop working and the money stops, you're not free. You're still an employee of your lifestyle. Now here's what rich people do differently. They protect their time like treasure. They don't waste it trying to please everyone. They automate tasks, delegate jobs, and learn to say no. Most people can't say no. They say yes to everything. Every party, every call, every small favor, and then complain they have no time for themselves. Saying yes to everyone is saying no to your own dreams. There's a great quote from Warren Buffett. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Now think about it. How much time do you waste every day? Scrolling, gossiping, overthinking, watching random videos you won't even remember tomorrow. Every minute you waste today is stealing from your future self. And here's something funny but true. Poor people buy expensive watches. Rich people use time. A friend of mine bought the newest smartwatch. I asked him why. He said, it tracks my sleep, my steps, my heart rate. I said, does it track how much time you waste every day? He laughed. I didn't. If you don't respect your time, money won't respect you either. Because money is just a reflection of how wisely you use your hours. So here's what you can do. Start small. Write down everything you do in a day. Then ask, is this helping me grow or just keeping me busy? If it's not moving you forward, delete it. Just like you delete useless photos from your phone. Because your brain's memory is full too. Full of habits that do nothing for you. And when you start valuing your time, something amazing happens. You start noticing opportunities you couldn't see before. Because your mind is finally quiet, not cluttered. And that's when you're ready for the next level. The second mindset shift that separates the average from the unstoppable. The second mindset shift is simple but life-changing. Rich people see problems as opportunities. Poor people see problems as excuses. When something goes wrong, poor people say, why is this happening to me? Rich people say, okay, this is bad, but what can I learn from it? What can I build from it? That one question changes your entire future. You see, most people wait for perfect conditions before they act. They say, I'll start my business when the economy improves. I'll start learning when I have more time. I'll take the risk when I feel ready. Guess what? You'll never feel ready. The rich understand that life never gives you a perfect time. You have to start messy. You have to start scared. You have to start with what you have. When Uber started, people said, who will get into a stranger's car? When Airbnb started, people said, who will sleep in a stranger's house? When Tesla started, people said, electric cars? Impossible. Today they're billion-dollar revolutions. Because those founders didn't see problems, they saw pain points. And where there's pain, there's potential. Most people waste time complaining. Rich people spend that time fixing. They ask, how can I solve this faster, cheaper, smarter? And it's not about having huge ideas. It's about noticing small things that bother everyone. Someone saw people losing socks in the washing machine. They built a brand around it. Someone saw people frustrated by tangled chargers. They invented wireless ones. Someone saw people too lazy to cook. They built food delivery empires. Every big opportunity starts as a small inconvenience. But the problem is, most people are too busy complaining about it instead of solving it. Here's the difference. Poor mindset says, there's nothing I can do. Rich mindset says, there must be a better way. And you know what's funny? The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. During crises, ordinary people panic. Extraordinary people create. When the world shut down during the pandemic, millions lost jobs, but thousands built online businesses, remote careers, digital brands. Same world, same situation, different mindset. Let me tell you a story. Two shoe salesmen went to Africa decades ago. One sent a telegram, no one wears shoes here, no market. The other sent a telegram, everyone's barefoot, massive opportunity. Same place, same fact, completely different destiny. That's how life works. You can look at a problem and see frustration, or you can look at the same problem and see freedom. And if you want to be rich, you must train your brain to love problems. Because problems are like weights in a gym. The heavier they are, the stronger you become. So stop avoiding challenges. Stop wishing for easy. Start building your skill to handle hard. Because easy doesn't make you rich. Easy makes you lazy. And here's the secret. Once you start thinking like this, your whole energy changes. You stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? That's the exact moment your life starts upgrading. And when that shift happens, you're ready for the third and most powerful mindset shift. The one that truly separates those who build wealth from those who just dream about it. The third mindset shift is the one that separates people who look successful from people who stay successful. Rich people think long-term. Everyone else wants shortcuts. You know what's funny? We live in a world that wants results faster than Wi-Fi. People can't even wait 10 seconds for a website to load, but they expect to build wealth in 10 days. I once met a young guy who said, "Sir, I want to start a business, but how long until I make $1 million?" I said, the moment you stop asking that question, because rich people don't ask how fast. They ask how strong. They don't want quick success. They want lasting success. The poor mindset chases the next shiny thing. One week it's crypto, next week it's drop shipping, then it's trading, then AI tools, then online coaching. Every 2 weeks, a new life-changing idea. That's not ambition. That's confusion. The truth is, shortcuts are just long cuts in disguise. You save time now, but you pay the price later, with stress, burnout, and regret. Look at any real success story. It's never overnight. Amazon took years before making a profit. Coca-Cola sold only 9 bottles its first year. Netflix was laughed at for renting DVDs by mail. But they all played long games. And that's the secret rich people know. Time is a friend to those who build, and an enemy to those who rush. When you focus on short-term gains, you'll always feel pressure. But when you focus on long-term growth, you'll always feel peace. I remember a quote that changed my thinking. Most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year and underestimate what they can do in 10. 10 years, that's what it takes to master anything. A business, a skill, a dream. But people give up after 3 months because it's not working. No, it is working. You just haven't waited long enough to see the results. Think about a tree. You plant the seed, water it daily, and nothing happens for months. Then one day, it breaks through the soil. That's how success works. The invisible work always comes before visible growth. So if you really want to be rich, stop looking for how to make $10,000 in 30 days videos. Start asking, what can I build in the next 10 years that the world will thank me for? Because rich people don't just make money. They build systems that keep making money, even when they sleep. The poor mindset works for income. The rich mindset works for impact. And impact always brings income eventually. That's why I tell people, if you're doing something just for money, you'll quit when it gets hard. But if you're doing it because you believe in it, you'll survive every storm. Look at people like Elon Musk. He risked everything to build something that might fail. Look at Jeff Bezos. He sold books online when the internet was still a joke. They weren't chasing trends, they were chasing vision. So stop trying to get rich fast. Try to get rich forever. Because real wealth is built on patience, discipline, and long-term focus. And here's the best part. When you finally start thinking long-term, life becomes calmer. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop rushing. You stop trying to impress. You start building quietly. And that's when money starts chasing you. Now you know the 3 mindset shifts.